Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action, and a lot has happened. For example, right now we are experiencing the Kaiba Corporation Cup. Stage 1 is upon us. Stage 2 will start on April 9th. For me, it's at 11. For anyone else, April 9th basically is when it happens. Kind of April 10th is when it officially starts. But there you go. Those are the dates for when it happens, right? But as you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to be visiting Cyber Angel's post-ban list, since the new ban list has released this little guy, Cyber Petit Angel. Now, why is this card important and why are we using it? Well, this card recently was limited to 1. On the most recent ban list, it was unlimited. Now, we still only have access to 2, because currently the only way to obtain it is through Alexis Rhodes' level up reward, and there's only 2 there. Hopefully they give us the 3rd one soon, so that we can see this at truly peak potential. Now, with that being said, all in all, the deck is still pretty good. Even with the 2, it does make it a lot more consistent overall, and as you can see, I'm running even more things to make it more consistent. Senju is a search, Sonic Bird is a search, Cyber Petit Angel is a search, Merciful Machine Angel is a draw 2, and if you have a Ben 10, it's even more of a search, right? So it's all kind of searching, getting your combo ready. Now, this is a kind of big card dependent combo, right? You need a Ben 10 and an Ida 10 and a ritual spell to kind of start this, right? So Izana and Dakini are your 2 main boss monsters that you're going to want to get into. Dakini is removal of monsters. They send a monster, non-targeting, non-destruction. They choose a monster to send to the graveyard, so if they're sitting there on 1 Cocytus, you send it to the graveyard. Goodbye. Izana, very similar, except this time with a back row card. You have them send a back row card, can be really detrimental. Then, on top of that, we are also running Master of Rites 2, which begins the duel with Ritual Spell on the field, which means you take no battle damage from attacks involving a ritual monster you control, and ritual monsters you control cannot be targeted by or destroyed by monster effects. Specifically monster effects, so keep that in mind. They can still be targeted and destroyed by other effects, but monster effects, no. Right? Real good, real useful. So yeah. Now, this deck is pretty consistent now with the double Cyber Petit Angel, and I'm only running the 2 Merciful Machine Angels because I do find it to be kind of a brick card sometimes, so I don't want to run it at 3 quite, because basically you need this card and a Ben 10 to really have it be useful. Sometimes you will send like a Takini or an Ida 10 or something like that as well, and it does help you draw into some of your combos if you have, say, another brick card, right? Say you get 2 normal summon monsters, sending one of your ritual monsters to potentially grab up a ritual spell can be pretty useful. So, there's that. Only running 2 because of that. You could honestly run it at 1 and add in like another Sprite's Blessing. Another thing, Senju and Sonic Bird, if you don't have them, don't worry, just run more back row, run more ritual spell cards, anything like that. Run another Sphere Karibo, whatever you want, right? This is just kind of what I've come up with. Ben 10 is your search for monsters. Ida 10, when it's summoned, you search for a spell card. So what your combo is mostly going to be is you are going to summon your Ida 10 using your Ben 10, because Ben 10, when it is tributed, if this card is tributed, you can add a light fairy monster, or a light fairy type monster from your deck to your hand, and then Ida 10, if this card is ritual summoned, you can add a ritual spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So there's that. A lot of recycling in this deck, a lot of shuffling cards back, as you will see in some of the combos. But yeah, trying to get out your Dakini and boost it up with your E to 10, because the other effect of E to 10 is, if this card is tributed, you can make all ritual monsters you control gain 1000 attack. So, even though Dakini and Izana don't really have like the biggest stat line, if you add the E to 10 on top of that, Izana is now a 3500 and Dakini is a 2700. And with Dakini's effect to inflict piercing battle damage, any ritual monster you control can inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. It all of a sudden becomes very scary, right? All of a sudden you have 3700 attacking into you for piercing battle damage. Or you have Izana and Dakini out, and then all of a sudden you have a 3500 attacking you twice because of Izana's other effect. Now, one thing I do want to note is Izana has kind of three effects. First effect is on summon, your opponent sends a spell or trap card to the graveyard. Then, if this card attacks and destroys an opponent's monster, it can make a second attack against a monster, right? And once per turn, if your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a cyber ritual monster you control, you can shuffle a ritual monster from your graveyard into the deck, and if you do, destroy one card your opponent controls. So really useful. You summon it out, they send a card, then you attack twice, right? They're still alive, they're going to activate one of their cards, they're going to target your Izana, and then you're going to be like, by the way, I'm going to destroy a card on my way out, or what have you. Real useful. Izana, definitely one of the cards that you need in this deck, right? Everything else, pretty standard, pretty good, pretty useful. I'm liking this deck. It is a little bit more consistent. Still not great, don't get me wrong. It has a lot more consistency now, but it's still not great. Not a top tier deck. I think the thing that would make it better is either making Machine Angel Ritual limited to 2 and then putting Dakini to 1, or putting Dakini to 2 and Machine Angel Ritual to 1. Something like that. Something to just kind of give it a little bit more oomph. I would like to see Machine Angel Ritual at 2, just because then you could just take out Sprite's Blessing or something like that and add in your second Machine Angel Ritual, which is then another protection, as well as still being able to like recycle it with a lot of these other cards. So there's that. Let's hop into the replays now. Alright guys, so here we are going second up against Alexis Rhodes, and yes, this is actually done in the first stage, going up to Duel level max. So here we go. We open up actually a phenomenal hand with Izana and E to 10, Ben 10, and a ritual spell card. So that's a phenomenal hand. They're going to play their Ass Metaphys and set a card, which means they have both their Ass Metaphys, Asymmetrophys, however the frick, and their trap card, and then they have a set card as well. So that's pretty scary. But they're going to return the card, they're going to flip up during standby phase their Metaphys Dimension. Metaphys Dimension is then going to search for the Metaphys Daedalus. But we're going to activate Sprite's Blessing in order to send the Ben 10 to summon up the E to 10. E to 10 is then going to activate as well as Ben 10, and you get this kind of chain protection here. So E to 10 is protected, and then Ben 10 is the bottom chain there. So keep that in mind as well. You do tend to activate two things at once. So we're going to search two things. We're going to search up the Angel, and then we are also going to search up the Machine Angel Ritual. Then we are going to activate Machine Angel Absolute Ritual, send the Angel and return the Ben 10 to the deck in order to summon up our Izana. Now, Izana is going to get rid of at least one of these back row cards, most likely the Ass Metaphys. There it goes. Then we're going to activate the Machine Angel Ritual in order to summon up the Izana and wipe the field of all monsters, since there's only one. They choose, it sends. It is not anything like that. Since it is the opponent's choice, it's not going to activate the effect of Aloof Lupine. Not that there was anything to activate anyway, but doesn't activate because it's not destroyed or anything like that. And then we can just swing in for lethal. So there's that one. Pretty good duel. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, so here we are. Once again, we get to go second, and once again it is on a level up. How nice. We're going up against Paradox Brothers. They have Labyrinth Builder. They're going to Labyrinth Builder, and then they are going to summon up themselves the Subterra Nemesis Warrior. And what is that back row card? I'm very worried about that. However, we do happen to draw into Cyber Petit Angel, so Cyber Petit Angel is going to search for Izana to hopefully potentially get rid of that back row card. We're going to Machine Angel Ritual in order to summon up the E to 10, sending the Ben 10, search, search. That's what we're going to do. E to 10, search, Ben 10, search. Search for the Dakini, search for Machine Angel Absolute Ritual. Then he is going to activate Subterra Nemesis Warrior's effect in order to summon up the Subterra Behemoth Umastrix. Then he is going to activate World Legacy Pawns. World Legacy Pawns is target a face-down monster you control, change it to face-up attack or defense position. So he's going to change it to face-up attack position, and then smartly what he does is he banishes the Machine Angel, the Cyber Petit Angel, right? Because here's the thing, had he kept the Cyber Petit Angel, we would have been able to use Ben 10 and the Petit Angel in order to summon up either our Izana or our Dakini. Either way would be bad for him, right? So there we go. Also, he can't target us because of Ritual Cage. Keep that in mind, right? He's going to summon up his Nemesis Warrior back onto the field. So we're going to activate and summon up our Dakini by sending our Izana that was in our hand. Dakini is then going to send the Nemesis Warrior. Then we pass and return the Izana to our hand. He's going to activate Umastrix to flip it face down. Dakini's going to activate because we pass the turn in order to grab up the Ben 10. And now we have Ben 10, Absolute Ritual, and Izana in our hand, which is pretty freaking useful. Then we are going to summon up Cyber Petit Angel in order to grab up an E to 10. Then we are going to activate our Absolute Ritual. He's going to then activate World Legacy Pawns. And here's where he made the mistake. As soon as we had the Cyber Petit Angel on the field, that's when he should have used World Legacy Pawns to banish it. Because, again, he can't target, right? And this chain is going to finish before this flip effect activates. Flip effects are not quick effects, therefore they do not activate in a chain. It won't flip and then activate the chain. As you know, flip effects kind of activate at the end of everything. They're kind of their own chain, and you can chain other things onto them, right? So he's going to flip in order to bring up the Umastrix. We're going to summon up our what is this? Izana, and he can't target any of our monsters, so there's no point to it. It's useless, right? And we did happen to also tribute an E to 10, which boosts us up to above his threshold, since he didn't have the set World Legacy, or not World Legacy, Subterra trap card. We can just get over him pretty easily and win from there. So that was the one duel. Let's hop into the next one. Alright, here we are up against Arcana, and this time we actually get to go first. So we're going to activate our Master of Rites, and we have a terrible starting hand. We did happen to open up with the Cyber Petit Angel, so we're going to Cyber Petit Angel, search for Ben 10. Ben 10 is then going to be tributed off with our Merciful Machine Angel. He's going to activate Typhoon from the hand, which is crazy. No one runs this card, but it was actually pretty good here because it's going to pop our Ritual Cage. Now that we have two cards on the field, he can play it from his hand. Really good. And it specifically targets one face-up Speller Trap card. So it was really good here, but in most cases, not a great card. Oddly enough, it did work really well here. We're going to return the Sonic Bird in order to grab, and then we grab up our E to 10. We did happen to draw into another Ben 10, so we're going to E to 10, Ben 10 combo in order to get a whole bunch of searching power. Search, search, search for the Izana, search for the Machine Angel Ritual. Now, why did I go for Izana here? Izana has a little bit more protection with this quick effect. Shuffle the card to pop a card. It has slightly bit more protection than Dakini, and here you will actually see why it's so useful to go into Izana on turn 1. Defense 3,600 defense with the E to 10 boost. And then we also have the Sphere Kuriboh in our hand. Now, he's going to play Dark Magical Circle. Change the order of the cards. He has his Magician Navigation and everything like that. He's going to summon up his Dark Magician. He's going to summon up his Magician of Dark Illusion. And then he's going to activate Dark Magical Circle. Well, quick effect, since it does target, we are going to be able to activate Izana's effect. Izana is then going to shuffle a Ben 10 back into the deck to destroy the card, and then basically nullifying it. Then Izana is going to activate in order to pop, or in order to attack into 2 cards. He's going to draw into his Palladium Oracle Mahad. We're going to activate, we're going to draw into our Machine Angel Absolute Ritual, summon up our E to 10, search, right, all of that stuff. Izana is going to activate to target another card. He's going to summon up his second Dark Magician onto the field, and we're going to destroy that one too. We didn't decide to attack into this card as well. I already know what it is. It is the Magician's Rod, but I didn't want to put it into the graveyard. Then he's going to try and clash. We don't want this in the graveyard because it will tribute in order to send it back to the hand, which then next turn he will be able to guarantee get a search. So that's why I kind of want to keep it on the field. So instead of crashing and then using our Machine Angel Ritual in order to keep the E to 10 alive and putting this into the graveyard, we're going to keep it on the field and use Sphere Kuriboh. He's only at 2,000 life, so we can eat it. Izana, swing in. And I was getting nothing from this back row card, so it's probably a Magician Navigation, so we really don't want him to search. We're going to search using Sonic Bird. We did happen to draw into it. Doesn't really matter. Izana, swing in, and then we have a lethal because of the Sonic Bird. So pretty good. The effect of Sonic Bird, not really useful there, but it was another monster on the field for lethal. So there we go. Let's hop into the last duel. So here we are up against Seto Kaiba, and this time we're going to go second. Again, win to level up. So, a lot of going second. That's just kind of how it worked out. I do believe that this is a much better going second deck, since it does have sending cards that the opponent controls to the graveyard. So, there's that. Much better going second deck. We're going to draw into we're going to search for our Machine Angel Ritual. We have all of the cards that we need. The only card we were missing was a ritual spell card, so good thing that we were able to search that. Then we're going to search up another one with the E to 10 Ben 10 combo. Pretty simple. Search up the E to 10 again, search up the Machine Angel Absolute Ritual, activate Machine Angel Absolute Ritual, send the E to 10 and the Petit Angel to the graveyard in order to summon up the Dakini. Now, Dakini is going to activate. He's going to have to send his Maiden to the graveyard. Now, Maiden, if it's targeted, it can summon up a Blue Eyes. However, we don't target. Now, with that being said, Raigeki Break does target. So he's going to Raigeki Break, send the White Stone of the Ancients to the graveyard, target the Maiden. Maiden is then going to activate the effect. However, in the chain, Maiden goes first, then Raigeki Break, then E to 10, then Dakini. So he's going to summon up his monster, destroy his monster, we're going to boost, and then Dakini's going to activate to make him send one monster. So he's still only going to have one monster on the field for himself to choose to send to the graveyard. So foolishly, while he did get a Blue Eyes out on the field, it didn't matter, and we can swing in for lethal there. So, pretty interesting. I definitely made the better choice by going with the Dakini there. I could have gone for either E to 10 or Dakini, or Izana or Dakini, kind of depending on what I felt would be a little bit more dangerous. And since what I was feeling was he didn't have a negate to a card effect, it was more of like a floodgate. That's what I was thinking. Didn't end up being a floodgate. Not a floodgate trap hole, but more specifically a Paleozoic or something like that. He ended up having the Raigeki Break, which was kind of detrimental for him. But anyway, that's going to be it for the replays. Let's hop back into the deck and I'll tell you what I think of it. Alright, so hopping back into the deck, I know I've kind of already talked about how I would change it to make it a little bit more viable, while still kind of keeping it under reins. But in all honesty, I think even if it were fully released at full power? Would it be a terror once again like it was? For example, these were some of the first cards that were even put onto the ban list, right? I think one of the first ban lists hit Machine Angel Ritual, limiting it to one, where Dakini was free, but Machine Angel Ritual in particular was banned, or limited, I should say. However, now with the slow power creep that we have gotten, I think that even at full power, if we were to have, you know, triple of all of this, right, and a deck would look something, you know, something like this, right? Would it be, or sorry, it would look more like this, right? Would it be something that is competitively viable now? Yes. My quick answer is yes, because that's a lot of, you know, protection from destruction, a lot of sending to the graveyard, and a lot of recycling with the Dakini's effect. You can send a Dakini in order to summon a Dakini, and then you can grab up your Dakini in the end phase, and then you have another Dakini in your hand, and then you just need the ritual spell. And with the E to 10 being released now at its full power, having triple E to 10 in order to boost to that 3,700 mark, I do see it being still pretty powerful, and one of the decks that could be a tiered deck, maybe like a tier 3, maybe even a tier 2, but at the moment, it's not quite there. It's good. It works if you can pull off the combo, and now we do have a little bit more consistency. However, there are still a lot of ways to kind of stop the combo. You could stop it by stopping Petit. You could stop it by stopping E to 10 or Ben 10, or you can actually just straight up send Dakini or destroy Dakini or something like that, right? It's not hard to get through one Machine Angel Ritual. Even if there were multiple, it's kind of still not hard to get rid of Dakini, right? There are multiple ways to pop cards on the field, right? Or to kind of send cards even, right? I mean, think of Dark Lord Desire, right? Desire can send a card, right? So, you know, there are a myriad of things that you can do to still stop this deck now. And I mean, if this deck were more popular, I think a lot more people would be playing things that specifically negated monster effects, right? Things like Divine Wrath or Ultimate Providence. Things like that. Overall, do I see them releasing, you know, full power Machine Angel or Cyber Angels anytime soon? Probably not. Do I want to see it? Yeah, kind of. I would love to see them back at full power, because even now, I don't think that they're inherently too grand, too great. Like, I don't know if they're even stronger than something like, you know, Black Wings or Cyber Dragons or Dark Lords in their current form or what have you, right? So it's good. It's a fun deck. And, you know, if you want to play a non-meta deck, play Cyber Angels. Absolutely one of the best decks out there. Super fun, and actually pretty easy as like a free-to-play player to get all of these cards. E to 10, most of them was like level up rewards and campaign rewards. Ben 10, similar thing, level up and dual rewards. Dakini, dual reward, level up reward. Izana, dual reward. Oh, no, that was an event, right? Very free-to-play friendly. All of these cards are basically that. The only two that aren't are like, the only things that aren't are these, but you don't even need them. So there you go. Have fun with this very free-to-play friendly deck. Hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. And if you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, you can check, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action. Just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.